I used to wish upon a star, but stars can't hear, they're much too far. Instead I've learned to wish upon a star.
Hey, welcome to Starlight, Starbright, Oracle and Tarot. I hope you're all well. Love, light and blessings to each and every one of you. This is a divinely protected space, so any dark energy or ill will or witchery, let it be sent straight back to the sender. Okay, thank you. This reading has taken me 4 goes to get done, so there's a message that has to get out there, but everything's getting in the way. Let's give it another go. Okay, so if you're seeing this, we succeeded. The message is for you. Yeah, the universe, or I'm getting a message from the universe, from the divine, from the angels, they want to say, or ancestor. We can make the big list, can't we? The all. From everyone. No, there's somebody trying to get a message through to you, but it's like you need to take care. Or be a little bit careful. The road could get a little bit bumpy. So if you're traveling, take care. That's something that kept coming up in the message as well. And also that there's, you know, some shadowy people around you that you're going to, like, you can see them. You're going to be able to see exactly what's going on. But you need to sort of take your time. Yeah, taking your time. Take a little bit care. Be careful. You know, just if you're leaving the home or you're going traveling, just make sure everything's locked down and locked up. Make sure that your batteries are good. Something to do with batteries here as well. So yeah, so there's a lot of messages, but there's a message in particular that's trying to come through, and I'm struggling to get it through myself. So it's kind of like it's quite blocked, but you're needing to open up and take some time, some quiet time, and meditate with a pen and paper and just sit. The best time to do this is actually in the morning. You just sit and let the messages flow through you and write them down and see what comes up. But yeah, needing to take a little bit of care. There's something about time and timing as well. So just remember that sometimes we're in a rush for something, but when you're in a rush and you're delayed, that could be to your benefit. So just remember that. There could be delays going on here, but somebody wants to get a message through to you. It could be, you know, a lot of Passover loved one energy coming through. So with somebody who, you know, was like, well, you know, quite old in their 90s. Yeah, that might be for somebody. 91, 93. Yeah. So these are the cards that the divine chose for me today. I just picked them out of a hat because I have so many cards. I have a whole other shelf, 2 shelves above this. Yeah, lots of cards. Thank you, divine. Let's get the ball rolling on this one. Adoration. Yeah, somebody adores you, and this is a child with an older person. This could be a child who really loves you. You could be a grandparent, or there's a passed over grandparent here. You have a very close relationship with this child. The grandparent or the child had a very close relationship with the grandparent. The child could also be talking to an invisible person like their grandparent. So pay attention to that as well. There's something there as well. And also children, like if you know, worried about timing and children and all these sorts of things, don't worry, everything's going to be okay, is the message for you. But yeah, there's a lot of adoration here. It's like you have a small child consoling the adult, you know, telling you it's going to be okay. There's black stockings and tights here. Somebody's wearing a watch. So somebody wants to tell you it's okay. There could be a reincarnation as well. You might get the feeling that one of your children is a reincarnation of a grandparent that you might have been close to as a child. Something like that coming through. So they just want to know that you are adored, that you are loved, and that you are cared for, and that whatever's going on, everything's going to be okay. You could be a single mother. You may have had to give up a child. That's just very specific for some people out there. We'll move on to the rest of the reading. That's a new message that came through. There was repeat messages the first 4 times I tried this reading. Just let it fall out. Oh, here's one. Okay. Robotic. Yeah, maybe you're just feeling like you're going through the motions. But the thing is too, that the divine wants you to kind of be in robotic mode, but not switched off. Like, you need to switch yourself back on. Are you a robot? Yeah, there's something AI and robotics and things like that came up as well, might be for somebody. But you need to switch yourself back on, come back to life, is what I'm being asked to tell you. But at the same time, you do need to go through the motions. You do need to be organised. There's a certain way of doing something that needs to be done. And it's also, you know, this is associated to taking a bit of extra time and a little bit of extra care. Maybe you need to take a little bit of extra time and care with the people around you. Don't rush them, is what I'm getting as well. Something can't be rushed. So as far as the road may get a little bit bumpy, it's nothing that you can't handle, but if that's literal, then there's something here to do with driving and cars, bad roads. So take your time, don't rush, is what's being asked of you here. And there's something that you need to go through, something, or maybe something that just seems to happen like clockwork. Maybe there's clocks or something like that. You know, like clocks that start flashing or switch off. You know, there's somebody trying to contact you. It could be lights flashing on and off or something like that. But also with cars, you know, lights flashing on and off. Things like that. But you kind of shut down and you need to kind of bring yourself back to life. And I know that's hard if you've been through a difficult time, because, you know, I shut down for, you know, for a long time. Sometimes we have to shut down when we become overwhelmed. So you kind of need to wind yourself back up again. Crank calls as well. Something to do with cranks or crank. To crank a car. Oh, that's a bit... Oh yeah, maybe somebody had it. Like maybe a passed over loved one had a car that you had to crank. You know, like back in the day they had to crank them to get them going. Something to do with that as well. But also be careful of cranks, of people who are trying to scam you and take advantage of you. Take care of the you know, taking advantage of the vulnerable. You have to get all your ducks in a row. You have to make sure everything, yeah, is like, you have to pay attention to details, is what I'm getting here as well. So this could be to do with a journey as well. Yeah, balance. You need to free yourself, so you need to limber up. You need to come out of this robotic mode. Come out of this robotic mode and into movement. See, to balance yourself as well. Your chakras might need cranking. Get them started, get them going. But yeah, coming out of this roboticness and into this flexible movement. You have to be more flexible and a little bit more easygoing and with yourself, is what I'm getting more than anything else. But yeah, there's something that's happened that's just put you into this kind of shutdown mode, or things are being shut down. But yeah, there is balance here, there is movement. So needing to balance yourself emotionally. There could be literally something to do with your balance, or your car balance, like something to do with the, what's that got to do with, like your axle or something like, or something to do with axle, an axle or axle. Yeah, so you're going to, you know, you're going to be feeling much better. This could be that you're really actually needing a vacation. You need to maybe go and visit a family member or something like that. There could be forgiveness needed around a family member, maybe even a passed over loved one. Oh God, look at all this. Oh, and spiritual upgrade. So yeah, so look at this. You know, you're going from, you know, needing to be nurtured, robotic, or something's lost to you, or something, you know, you're looking at, you know, the past has been a difficult path, you know, to balance, to spiritual upgrade, to being on top of the world. So you need to kind of come to life, is what I'm getting. You need to get moving. You need to start moving your body as well. There could have been somebody, like, a, you know, if this is to do with an ancestor trying to reach you, they could have had some kind of balance problems or issues, or you know, like, what is that, Parkinson's and things like that. There could also be vertigo here, fear of heights, but you're getting a spiritual upgrade. You kind of like need to really work on yourself spiritually. It's like you did, or you were working on yourself, and then something else happened and it just shut you down again. You need to come back to life. You've got something to do. So there's a shift coming, because the atmosphere is very heavy. Everything's in flux, everything's in doubt, and you have to be certain about yourself. You have to create certainty for yourself. And how do we create certainty for ourselves? We create a routine. And everything out of your control, you just forget. I know that's hard when it comes to finances, but I've got a feeling everything's going to be fine. So, oh, look at that, shadow work at the bottom. That's what we're talking about. And I did see the wish granted card. So there is a wish coming, but you have to meet the divine halfway. You have to kind of put yourself back into action. You have to commit to your shadow work, to releasing the shadow, and to come into the light, and to accept this spiritual upgrade, because you are a light of the world. You are meant to light up. You know, we want as many people lighting up as possible, because the dark forces are really quite overwhelming. But, you know, the light workers, the light people, the spiritual people, they're working in the background. So, you know, all will be well. You know, I've lived long enough to know that each decade there's always some kind of doom about to happen. World's about to end. You know, they've been shouting about World War III since I was born. And I'm not saying, you know, there isn't devastation in the world, because of course there is. And, you know, we are blessed if we're not living in those places, and we have to have gratitude for that. But also send our blessings to people who are. So, you know, doom has been getting predicted since, you know, the beginning of time. The Bible's full of doom, you know. So you kind of have no control over that. But all this doom, they're going, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, robots going to take over the world, this is going to happen, you know, AI, blah, blah, blah. The thing is that these things haven't happened the way, like, nothing happens the way that people in a particular decade, never mind century, nothing ever happens or comes to fruition in the way that they think it's going to. Like, all these people who think they've got control of things, they don't. They don't. The only thing you can have control of is yourself. And the reason they don't have control of anything is because they don't know the divine plan. They're in the shadows. They're doing shadow work. They've got no idea of the divine plan. None of us really do. But 9 times out of 10, there is an intervention. For every bad leader that rises, you know, falls, and a good one rises, you know. This is kind of the, oh, look at me, wash on, wax off. You know, this is the yin and the yang. You know, decade to decade. For some people, day to day. You have a good day, you have a bad day. One day you're going to have 2 good days. Like, so, you know, you need to come to the light and release fear. In fact, you're probably going to release so much. It's just going to shift. There's just going to be such a change in you. It's going to be quite rapid. It could be a bit of a shock. And it could revolve around a journey of some kind. Something's waking you up again. Like, yeah. And, you know, one extra light in the world, one more elevated person in the world is one less person in the shadows. So, you know, that's important right now. So, you know, you don't know what like, I remember in the 80s, we were all wearing moon boots, and this, you know, space oddities, and yes, everything was about space. And I mean, it's come back around, the whole space thing. But, you know, we were going to be like the Jetsons in flying cars and hoverboards, and, you know, we really believed that would happen, but we never imagined the mobile phone. We hadn't imagined the computer yet. I mean, they probably had in the military, but we hadn't imagined it. Nobody had mentioned, you know, I think there was inklings of it in science fiction. But yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, but like, yeah, we got the phone, we got the computer, and now we're worried about robots taking over the world. Like, iRobot's going to become a real thing. It's not going to become a real thing in the way that robots are going to take over the world, because someone will step in and prevent that from happening. Something will stop that. If it's going to be to wipe out the human race, that's not going to happen. The human race is never wiped out, ever. We go through ice ages every, 10,000 years. We go through cataclysmic events every 25,000 years, you know. We go through meteors hitting us, whatever, you know, extinction level stuff. But I don't know, we seem to survive. And some people have this idea, it's because we get off the earth, you know, and we go to an... No. No, the earth cannot be destroyed. This planet cannot be destroyed. Not yet, anyway. Not for a while yet. Is what I'm getting. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, so the Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, you're feeling a bit robotic. You're a little bit concerned. There could be something here to do with pregnancy and children and timing and things like that as well. Don't worry. Everything's going to, you know, your wishes are going to be granted. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles. Did I say once? Queen of Pentacles. You know, perhaps you're worried about business, you're worried about money, you're worried about a job and income. You know, there's a lot of worry around this card. And Virgo energy, you know, they are very work and detail oriented, but they're also very good at taking care of themselves. So, you know, there's self-care needed here as well. But there is a form of sadness looking back, you know, thinking about what you could have had if only, and you need to move past if only, because if only, you know, that's not, yeah, that's gone, it's past, putting the past into the past. Anyway, so yeah, so then we have, well, we'll take them in the way. So there's justice here, there's balance. Again, more balance. The scales are being balanced. Justice, legal activities. You could work in a legal business, or you're needing legal assistance of some kind. But also, you could have a partner who is kind of like focused on their work, on their job, rather than on you. Like the Queen of Pentacles is the dutiful wife as well. Perhaps you've been neglected in your life. Perhaps you've even been a single mother. But there is some form of justice here. But yeah, there's, you know, disappointment, somebody looking at their cups, looking in regret, not realizing that there is another opportunity on its way. Like maybe you think you've had all you know, maybe everything happens in threes for you. You don't realize that there is going to be a four, you know. And then there's all this conflict, and this is what we're talking about, you know, a lot of chaos, a lot of conflict, a lot of competition. And, you know, you're going to rise above all of this. You're going to rise above the chaos. You're going to be able to walk amongst the chaos and reach hands out to those who need help, whether that's spiritually, whether that's physically, through a career, that kind of thing as well. So somebody could be missing you as well, or somebody's creating conflict in your life. You've turned your back on them. Or you're being asked to turn your back on them as well. The thing is with this robotic is there's a lot of determination here. So being determined as well. You have the law on your side is what I'm getting as well. Like you have the truth, you have justice on your side. Like if you're sitting in guilt, thinking that you've done something wrong, looking back, going, what could I have done differently? The truth is that you walk in your truth. Like you haven't said or done anything that isn't true. It's just maybe, you know, some people haven't liked to hear what you've had to say, and it's created a disappointment and conflict. But again, disappointment with something to do with young people here as well. Perhaps you want to work with young people and bring justice to their lives. You know, we often follow the path in a way that assists others in, you know, coming from our own past, from our own understanding. So from our own truth, so that when we work, you know, when we work with people who need us, we have a background, a shared history, you know, with these people, so we, you know, there can be trust, and there can, you know, we can build up relationships through understanding and knowledge, like, you know, pre-knowledge, like, you know, yeah. So that somebody feels disappointed as well. Somebody could be feeling left out. And see, we've got the Wheel of Fortune here again. So divine timing is at play here. You know, events beyond your control. There is a destiny here. But first you have to still clear out all the old energy. And to have this spiritual upgrade, we have to leave everything behind. We can't hold grudges. Like, maybe you didn't get the justice you wanted, but at the end of the day there's divine justice. Maybe you don't think there's any justice in the world, but if you're a just person and you want to go out into the world and help in some way, then that's bringing someone justice. Like truthful, supportive assistance is a form of justice for someone, because it's karma, it's karmic. You could be someone's good karma. You could be the relief that they need. So there's something very, going on here. But you need to go carefully, because there is a possibility of disappointment here, and there is a possibility of conflict here. You'll be facing competition and possible disappointments. So you have to put your spiritual practice into practice. You have to rise above it. Don't get involved. Be more objective rather than subjective, is what I'm getting to say to you. And see, there's an emperor here. Oh, look, and there's the calf of the travel and the world. So this is, go carefully as well. Like, planning might be needed. But yeah, so we could have an older gentleman, like a grandfather or a passed over loved one or some kind, but we have this emperor energy. Somebody could have lost a father or an uncle or a grandfather, somebody who you really loved and admired when you were young, somebody actually quite powerful. They had, they ran businesses, or they had real estate, or, they're very commanding. They may not have even had much, but they were the head of the family kind of vibe. So the emperor is here as well with adoration. So you have somebody who really adores you. A bit gruff, beard, that kind of thing. And see, we have the car, we have the chariot, and that's exactly it. Careful, the road could get bumpy. The chariot it can be a bit of a rough ride, but at the end of it, there's victory if you stay the course. So, like, people just go, oh, well, this is the victory card. It's a card of victory. No, you have to stay the course. So, you have to stay the course. But at the same time, you have to liven up. So maybe, you're needing a bit of an adventure as well. You could be given a car, or receive a car. You could receive a small inheritance or something, or some money that's going to help you to lift you in some way as well. You may have had trouble with real estate and homes and rentals and things like that. But, you need to get prepared, and you have to take this challenge or take this course, like follow this path, which could be a bit bumpy, but not, you have to take it with grace. You have to accept it. You have to accept this divine offer. But yeah, and see the world here. So, you're closing out old chapters, new chapters beginning as well. And again, it's a circuitry here. It could be something to do with electricity or a circuit, like racing cars and things like that. But yeah, you need to go carefully. Yeah, your loved one wants to know that you're loved, you're adored, your ancestors are watching over you, and they really are there. Spiritual upgrade and conflict. And again, the world, rising above it, being able to see people in need. Seeing people who truly need you compared to people who just want to use you and abuse you is what's important here as well. So, there's a fair bit of conflict, but also people are going to be in competition for you as well, with the Ten of Cups here as well. Like, you're above all of this. We've got the Five of Wands, and then we have the Ten of Cups. There's going to be people who are going to be wanting your attention as well. It could be exhausting. So you need to know how to use your energy wisely as well. You need to know how to reinvigorate yourself, because you are going to be in demand, is what I'm getting. So, but also, if there's been problems with somebody young, problems within your family, this is all going to change with the Ten of Cups. Things will change. But you can't think about all that right now, because it might put you down into lower vibrational energy. You start thinking the worst, and or you start worrying about someone or whatever, or you're worried about a situation, or you're worried about money. You need to stop the worry. You need to cut the worry out and just, you know, take a happy attitude. Whistle while you work. Take a happy attitude, which is really hard to do, I know. But at least take a positive attitude towards, you know, creating a routine in your life, looking after your health. You know, you're going to end up, the job you're in now isn't going to be the job you're going to end up in. That's the other thing as well. Like, everything's going to change, but there's nothing you can do about it right now. Like, that's the thing. That's the other message. Know that it's all happening. You just need to let time take its course. Yeah. Maybe you're taking a new course. A new career path. Yeah. So, you know, you're being upgraded as well. So there could be a promotion here, that kind of thing as well. You could end up working from home with a family card here. Yeah, but everything's happening. You just have to have faith and know that it's happening. Yeah, the moon. So things are still a little bit yet to come to form. It's still a dream. It's still, you know, it hasn't fully come into vision yet. It's almost like it's there, but you just have to, you know, like it has to come together. So you have to do your bit, uplift, accept. And you might think, well, what am I accepting? What am I doing? Don't worry about it. You don't know. You may not even know what you're doing right now. Doesn't matter. You're going out to help people, and you're going to be a shining light in this world. That's all you have to know. And if you want to be a shining light in the world, you need to lift. You need to lift your energy. And it's hard at the moment because I'm exhausted, and I have no reason to be exhausted. It's the atmosphere is very heavy. Like, I can feel it. The air pressure. There's something wrong with the air pressure at the moment, and it's, you know, it's crazy. Something weird going on. Yeah, look, there's celebration here as well. You know, taking time to pay attention to your dreams as well. There's threes here, and again, did I say that before? Like, you think that everything happens in threes, but you don't realize that that's about to change to 4. So, you know, you might have had, it might have been 3 of everything. 3 houses, 3 jobs, 3 kids, 3 cats, 3 dogs, whatever. 3 was your number, or whatever number it was for you. And now you go, oh, I have a 4th. Oh, I have a 4th career. I have a 4th house. I have a 4th, whatever that is. Oh dear, a 4th car. I mean, you know, so... yeah, so it's yet to come. And look, wisdom, guidance, 9, solitude, you know, just take some time here. But there's a lot of travel. There could even be world travel here as well. You may even do something with children from another country. You know, go to another country helping children or youthful people, or you might adopt from another country. I don't know if that's still a good thing to do anymore or not, but yeah. So, yeah, and we have the moon. So, you know, things are, you know, digging deep into the emotions as well. Deep waters, what is it? Calm waters run deep. Yeah, there could be something to do with that as well for somebody, if that's the saying that you know. What else? Actually, what's this? Oh, isn't that funny? In one of the readings I was trying to do for this reading, a dragonfly came up, and I says, oh yeah, dragonflies can hover like hummingbirds. And look, we have the hummingbird. So this is affirming to me. I can't prove it to you, obviously. But yeah, and also hummingbirds can fly backwards, which I think they're the only birds in the world that can do that. So the hummingbird is here as well. So that could have something to do with you. Also, the colour of this, if you're British, it could be to do with robins, robin redbreast and things like that. It could be something. But this hummingbird's pointing at this emperor and all this rainbow colour everywhere. I'll just quickly look up hummingbird from this book that is in a weird... like, I wish they just put things in alphabetical order. If you're creating books... you know, and you want to put them into different, like, you know, these are all fire, these are all air, like, God, we forget what the symbols are, even though I've been doing it for years. Please, just put it in alphabetical order. That's for someone out there. Because, I mean, this is air, of course, this sign, but then they're not even in alphabetical order. in their signs. We got vulture and then owl. So sorry, I don't mean to put crap on you, Kim Crans. But seriously, you make it very difficult. I mean, I know we're supposed to go the index, but I like to do it, you know, us readers, we like to do it quickly. And this is just not happening quickly. So, like, no, where is it? See, it's not in alphabetical. Anyway, I'm whinging. I'm whinging. Hummingbird. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. So this is what you're being asked to be. You know, try and have some enthusiasm. You've got to be kidding me. This battery will not stop going flat, and then it takes an hour to charge the damn thing. Yeah, inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. So that's what we're saying. Get into a routine. Lift yourself. You know, go back to what was good for you. If you have forgotten to take care of yourself, if you've let go of your routine, if you're really slumping down, you know, now's the time to get into that routine. There's something that your grandparents said to you that inspired you, is what I'm getting. Oh, chills all over me, all over my head. That battery's going to go one more card. And the swan. Yeah. So, you know, peaceful. And that's the thing too. Calm waters run deep. You know, like the swan just glides around, but its little feet are going 10 to the dozen. You know, there's, and also this is a transition. It's a change. You know, ugly duckling to the beautiful swan, and, you know, everything's going to go swimmingly. Everything's going to be beautiful. Everything, you're getting an upgrade. You're going to start looking better, feeling better. And you don't worry about what other people's perception of beauty is, and what, you know, whether you're old or young, or, you know, like, really, you know, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. When someone loves you, they think you are the most beautiful, radiant person in the world. And somebody else might go, oh, really? Like, look at that face. Oh, really? Like, how horrible is that? Like, we're terrible people. We're so, people are terrible. And then, oh, and the peacock, you are royalty. Peacock came up in the last reading in a different deck. So you are royalty as well. Be careful of the ego as well. Don't run ahead of yourself. When things start to go well, remember to be humble. Remember that this is being gifted to you from the divine. That could be, I did have a, you know, a gifted reading, a reading that you're going to be gifted by the divine. So you're going to rise above it all. And you want to set an example. Like, this swan is being mirrored, like, as above, so below. So, you know, you want to be a leading example for others around you, for people around you. Lead by example is what's being asked of you here as well. Have I got time before it? If it just goes off, then I'm not, this is it. This is the reading. Oh, June could be important here with the hummingbird and travel. And also, I lied. I'm back. I can't just cut it off like that, can I? But I'm just so fed up with trying to do this reading. June could have something to do with you, either in name or, you know, month or birth, or somebody around you here as well. So be careful reversing. I just noticed the hummingbird, and I said about they can reverse. It could be something to do with reverse, or something's being reversed. Like, everything's gonna happen in reverse. Yeah, it's switching. Yeah, if anybody's put crap on you, they're getting the crap. If you've struggled and struggled and struggled, and you have never really ultimately lost hope, you've picked yourself up each time, no matter how low you went, then you're about to get all the glory. And we have peacock here, you know, you are royalty. But also the swan and the peacock. So there could be somebody coming in, they could be a little bit, you know, egotistical. That's all right. But that's also wealth and royalty. I keep saying royalty. And the swan. So it's like, you could be like, this peacock and this swan are like, huh? This peacock's like, oh my God, look, it's a swan. It's like, swans are so much better than peacocks in this peacock's mind. So it could be somebody from a different culture to you as well, somebody from across the world, or something like that as well. So there's definitely some kind of world travel, meeting somebody from another planet. Yep. Okay, we're not going there. But yeah, the peacock and the swan, so there's something there. Yeah, all eyes on you. You're a bit of a vision or a visionary, or you get visions. But yeah, it's like this peacock. It's like, it's, you know, wearing a mohawk here. You know, like their eyes, aren't they? Like all eyes on you. Look, he's like, huh? Oh my God. You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But it's like multiple eyes on you. So, you know, you could be getting seen for something or getting an award for something or rewarded. But yeah, this peacock's definitely loving you if you're a swan. So there's something like the peacock here. It has like teal green, you know, that the colours of a peacock might tip you off. They might, you know, be wearing clothes that colour or a tie or something like that. And also gold. Something to do with gold and teal. And that's November. So, what is that I'm looking at? It looks like a massive dinosaur foot. Oh, I think it's a tree root over the top of a rock. So yeah, and that's representative of strength and a new dawn. So I know you're going to think, June, I want this tomorrow. But it could take you between now and June to pull yourself together. To, you know, there are some loose ends to be tied up as well. There could be something to do with contracts and, you know, like leaving a particular job, fulfilling whatever commitments you have now to go on a new journey. Or perhaps you're just really having to stay where you are right now so you can get the money to travel. But there is something here to do with real estate and like legal, or a car being signed over to you or something like that, or means of transport, or that's when you're going to have a vacation. So, oh, we'll use these ones. One more, and we're done. Then, needle and thread. Okay, and that fell on top of balance and the world. A sincere wish will be granted. You're going to get your wish, but you have to meet the divine halfway. You have to, you know, or maybe you have to meet a person halfway. There has to be some kind of, you've got to put some effort in here. And the effort that's being asked of you is to actually become more positive, get into a better routine, try and kind of find some happiness in where you are right now, and know that you are adored. There could be regrets to do with someone you don't see anymore, or, you know, but like maybe you didn't get the chance to say something. They know, you know, they're telling you they adore you. You are their, you know, offspring's offspring or whatever. You are their ancestor. And see, then we have butterfly. Oh, a change for the better. So everything's going to change for the better, but, you know, it is going to take time. It could take another year. But that's okay. You know, the years fly by, and it's better to start putting effort into something positive for the future, like, you know, to make, rather than just sit and slump for another year. Then you've made no progress. So you're just only asked to make progress, and, you know, you'll be lifted, and, you know, the more you go, the faster you'll start to go. It's like a train. I know I can. Okay. Yeah, so there's something here to do with your occupation. It's all going to change. Whatever you're doing now, you're not going to be doing it by November next year. That's for sure. Alright, love to you guys. I hope that was helpful. So, yeah, you need to pay attention to signs around you. Somebody's trying to contact you. But I think it is just taking care of yourself. Taking care when you're traveling, just taking some extra care at the moment. Maybe you're a bit flustered, and, you know, when we're flustered we drop things, we're not paying attention. So there is an atmosphere around you of care needing to be taken. Yeah. And start, yeah, I've already said it all. Go back to the beginning if you got this far. Alright, love to you guys. If you have got this far, and you would like something answered, a particular topic or a question or something like that, you can put it down in the comments below, and I'll put it into a special reading. Even if it's only one person, I'll just do a quick 10-minute reading. If it's multiple people who are going to request something, then I'll do a video answering questions, or if there's a particular topic you would like me to address, I will do that. All right. Love to you guys. Bye.